Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, May 9th, 2019, 1 p.m. It's going to be a rainy day chit chat. Here we go. Hello, Hidden Valley Homestead. How's it going, buddy? Here we go. How's it going today, Scott? Started raining here a little bit ago, so I had to quit working for a while. Yeah, this rain might mess me up, Scott. I was supposed to go to the property this weekend. Well, Saturday. We were just going to go for the day. But now with this rain, if it puts me behind on work, I won't be able to go again. Squirrely Acres, where nuts come together. Good morning. Well, good afternoon. How's it going? I wish I was working, Scott. I did not want to fall behind this week. What are you up to today, Squirrely Acres? Raining there too. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of rain here lately. Piney Haven Homestead. Hello, how's it going? It's raining everywhere. Jigging with Jeff. Good afternoon. How are you done? How are you doing? Yeah, I didn't get done, Squirrely Acres. I only got 2 yards in today before it started raining. Like I was saying, I do not want to fall behind this week because I want to go to the property this weekend. You out doing some fishing today, Jeff? What kind of work do you do, Piney Haven Homestead? Wow, Jeff, you seems like you get on those crappie a lot. I never see you go out fishing and never catch anything. Yeah, we was near 80 yesterday, knocked us back down to about 67 today. Canterbury Trails Farm, which 67 to me is nice. I wish it would stay about that year round. Is that what it is, Jeff? Now we're on to you. Big John's Life. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Nice, Squirrely Acres. Nice. Yeah, y'all did a good job on that shed, Squirrely Acres. You beefed it up pretty good. Yeah, Piney Haven Homestead. Yep, this is my 28th year doing lawn and landscaping. Yeah, it should be in the low 80s here right now. 80, upper 70s, low 80s. But I'm not complaining. Like I said, I like mid to upper 60s. I think that's the perfect weather. Yeah, take the camera tomorrow, Jeff. You won't see anything. Yep. If you guys don't know anybody that's in the live stream, make sure to check them out. Watch one of their videos, leave a comment. You know how to do it. How's she doing, John? I thought she was supposed to come home yesterday or Monday. Yep. I hear that, Piney Haven Homestead. Yeah, that's good weather, Scott. That is good weather. Now it's just the rain would stop. We had 4 days of rain last week. We had 4 days of rain the week before. Now we've been lucky this week because it's been raining overnight, so it hasn't affected me during the day. But today it's raining during the day. We got 8 people watching, 4 thumbs up. We can do better than that, people. Give us a couple more thumbs up there, guys. Oh, okay, John. Yeah, definitely no danger for drought. Yeah, I stopped in for a minute, Scott. The party was just winding down when you started your live, and we had some cleaning up to do, and I think I had a few too many margaritas. Sounds good, Scott. I know we have the next 2 Sundays, Scott. We have two party each Sunday, but they should be done well before evening time. I haven't even started my garden yet, Canterbury Trails Farm. We usually put our plants in the ground on Mother's Day. What'd you do, Scott? I must have missed it. Oh wow, nice. Yeah, you get yours in the ground early. Piney Haven Homestead. Hello. I think I've already said hello to you today. The end of February to March here. Yeah, I only do a small garden. I do like 3 or 4 tomato plants, some squash plants, and then we usually do rosemary, basil, and that's really about it. Maybe a couple green peppers. Just don't have a lot of room here. Oh, I wish I'd have been there to catch on that, Scott. Yeah, that's too hot. John, buddy, how's it going at hunting and stuff with J&J? I am doing pretty good. I try rosemary every year at Piney Haven Homestead, and I can never get it to grow. All right, John, you have a great day, buddy. Tell her we said hello. I just do not have any luck with rosemary, and that's my favorite herb. Okay, Jeff, we'll be here. Yeah, Scott, when I came into your live Sunday night, I'm sitting there talking with a couple of people, and you said, yeah, my slice of heaven was supposed to come tonight, but he had a wedding or something or some kind of party, and I guess he couldn't make it. And I typed to a couple people already. I was like, dang, he don't even see me here. Oh, like shades. See, I always thought it like full sun. And I also know it's a perennial. I can never get it to overwinter. I thought I had it last year though, because I planted it in the front of the house where it gets a lot of morning sun. And the front of our house is brick. So in my mind, my theory was the brick would absorb the heat during the day and release the heat at night to help keep my plant warm. And that rosemary did last till like the end of January, but then it died. It's okay, Scott, because I was teasing you about your list. So I'm glad you missed it. When I lived in Maryland, Piney Haven Homestead, I used to have a big garden. I used to plant all kind of stuff. One year, I remember having so much okra and eggplant, it was growing out my ears. I couldn't think of enough stuff to do with it. Woohoo, Jeff's back. Now, does yours overwinter pretty good, Piney Haven Homestead? I used to work for a lady that lived in Maryland, and her rosemary overwintered pretty good, but I can never get it to grow. Yeah, I was talking to a couple people about tomatoes about a week or two ago, and got on the subject of a tomato that I used to grow years ago. It was called Delicious, and it's a big tomato. I mean, it'll grow like this big around, and one slice will cover a whole piece of bread. And I was telling people I haven't seen that tomato in years. Always used to buy the plant, and one day, right after I got done talking to that person, me and my son went down to this restaurant we like to go to for lunch, and it's right next to Ace Hardware. So as we're walking down a sidewalk, I just happened to look over, and they had the tomato plants out there in big letters. They have tomato called Delicious. I said, hey, there it is. I hadn't seen that tomato in years. So I ended up going back and buying 3 of those plants. Happy Lux, how are you doing today, buddy? Thank you so much for stopping in. Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to get that plant in the ground. That's good to hear, Happy Lux. Good to hear. Geeky Gardens, what's up, man? All right, Jeff. Have a great day. Be safe. Happy Lux, I am doing good, buddy. I was working, but it started raining. So now I'm back home. Figured I would get on here and chat with you good people. All right, Piney Haven Homestead, we'll be here. Yeah, but I really didn't want to get rained out, Happy Lux, because I want to go to the property Saturday, and if I fall behind on my work, I won't be able to go. I wish it would go your way, Geeky. Well, you leaving us, John? So what'd you do different to your garden there, Scott? Did you help him get on the right path, Geeky? Well, thank you, John. With a name like Geeky Gardens, you sure do sound like an expert to me. What about you, Scott? He sound like an expert to you? I would like to see you do a comparison with those beans. Plant the ones from 10 years ago and then plant the ones from last year. I'm kind of curious to see if age does play a part in if they come up or not. Thank you, Canterbury Trails Farm. I'm not the only one. Cool, cool. Yeah, 'cause I know they have seed banks where they keep seeds for decades at a time. So you would think if they do that, then the shelf life on seeds must be a really long time. And just like uh, when you're clearing out for a garden and you turn the soil, any seeds that's been in that soil that comes up to the top and starts getting the right temperature and heat that they need, they just start growing again. So I mean, I'm guessing the shelf life on seeds has to be a very long time. Hunt Shack Wilderness Experience. Hello, Paul. How's it going, buddy? Yeah, Geeky going to teach you all kind of things, Scott. Yeah, I figured they did Canterbury Trail Farms. I'm thinking as long as you keep them from moisture and humidity, they should last a long time. Where'd you go, Paul? To the grocery store? I want to know where he went. That long trip for him could be anywhere. Could have been down to the gas station. Gerald Farms. Hey, Jackie, how's it going, buddy? And you know Paul's going to tell us he had to travel through 10 feet of snow to get to wherever he went. Oh, yeah, that's a long trip. Hell, 2,000 miles. You could have came and visited me, Paul. Sounds good, Jackie. Hopefully everything's running in top condition for you this year. I see 12 thumbs up, Scott. I think we're good right now. 8 people watching, 12 thumbs up. Russert Homestead, hello, how's it going? Just go to, hey, Scott, just go to Google and then Google Nightbot, and it'll send you to the page. And you'll have to put in your stream code like you did uh, for YouTube in it, and then you just it'll have spots, and you put in sentences where you want it to go, what you want it to say, and then you just set a timer, and it'll just remember it every time you do a live stream. Well, I'm off work, Brussard Homestead. That's because it's raining. I didn't want to be home. So, Paul, what's the weather up there like now? Actually, this week wasn't that bad, Paul, but we're getting some rain today. But I didn't want any rain this week. Supposed to go to the property Saturday, but if I get fall behind because of rain, then I'll have to stay home and work. But that's good, Paul. You can enjoy your 2 weeks of spring/summer before it starts snowing again. Yeah, I haven't been to the property in so long. I don't have any dang videos to put up anymore. Oh, we got 10 people watching now. 14 thumbs up. Nope, too late, Kiki. You already said you wanted rain. before, before the lake freezes up again, Paul. Yep, guys, if you see somebody you don't know already, go check out their channel. Watch one of their videos, give them a thumbs up. You could have Paul's weather geeky gardens. You'd have like 2 weeks out of the year to grow your garden. That is true, Paul. I hear you. Yeah, I tell you though, Paul, you got that is a beautiful place up there where you live. I wouldn't mind visiting for like an hour or two. No, that's too hot, Candleberry Farms. Too hot. 70's good temperature. Elegant Homestead. Good afternoon. How are you? Hello, Backyard Gardening. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. That is true, Paul. I am doing well, Backyard Gardening. Thank you very much for asking. How are you doing today? Yeah, be afraid to stay much longer than that, Squirrely Acres. His weather might change on me while I'm there. I might be snowed in all winter if I stayed any longer. Paul would have me out there shoveling the driveway in minus 60-degree temperatures. You're very welcome, backyard gardening. Very welcome. gotta drive, gotta drive 2,000 miles to go to Bass Pro and Cabela's. That's crazy. Are you closer to Toronto or closer to the U.S. Canada border? Paul might have been closer to come to the U.S. to go to Bass Pro Shops. We started out with a good day backyard gardening, but then it started raining. I don't know. I don't know, Paul. Kind of exciting and cool in a way, also. I think to live someplace like you do, I think I could go without going to Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's. Ride and Arrow Outdoors. Hello, how's it going, buddy? Passion for hunting and fishing. Hey, how's it going? Oh, sorry to hear that, Paul. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. How old was he, Paul? I have never been turkey hunting Ride and Arrow Outdoors. I wanted to go this year for the first time, but it just did not happen. Yep. If you guys don't know each other, please go check out each other's channels, watch a video, leave a comment, and hopefully everybody will get back to you. 83 is not bad. I'm hoping I live to 83. Georgia deer hunting. What's up, buddy? How's it going? Backyard gardening. I have not even started my garden yet. I usually plant mine on Mother's Day weekend. So I'm hoping to do it Sunday. Yeah, Ride and Arrow Outdoors. I never knew anybody that turkey hunted when I lived in Maryland. I still don't know anybody that turkey hunts, but now that I have my own property, I was going to give it a try because I know we have lots of turkey on there. But it seemed like every weekend there was something to do, so I couldn't never make it. I am doing pretty good, Georgia deer hunting. Thank you very much for asking. Yeah, my dad was 81 when he passed, Paul. My mom's my mom's 75 now, so she just turned 75. But she's got plenty more life left in her. Yeah, that's how fast a season can end, ain't it? Riding air outdoors. You guys only allowed one bird, or you allowed two? We're allowed two spring turkeys and two fall turkeys here. And our fall turkey season starts at the same time as our deer season starts. No, that's a lie. Our deer season starts middle of September. Our fall turkey season starts October 1st. So, yep, yep, I'm not far from Illinois actually riding air outdoors. I live right over the Illinois Missouri border. Oh, wow, nice. Our seasons last a month at a time. We get a month for fall, we get a month for spring. Yep. I live right outside St. Louis, riding air outdoors. We used to have some turkeys, Piney Haven Homestead. Yeah, I think it was the dumbest bird I ever owned, actually. Yeah, turkey we used to have. You could take like a black basketball or just a black trash bag and throw it down on the ground, and turkey would come running and start trying to mate with it. Nope, I'm not planting my plots until the fall, Georgia deer hunting. Yeah, I'm not doing any spring plots. Yeah, we used to have oh, this was years ago, Piney Haven. We used to have a turkey and three geese, and the geese were mean. They would chase everybody except for my dad. Whenever my dad would go out there, they would come run up to him, follow him around the yard the whole time he was outside. Anybody else came outside though, they would chase him back in the house. Where did you hear that at, Geeky Gardens? I never heard anything like that. Candleberry Trails Farm. If you click to the right of his name, you'll see three dots. If you click on those three dots, there should be a thing that says go to channel. And if you're on a computer, it will open up a separate page. Yes, they will, Piney Haven Homestead. They will leave whelps. MO Homesteading. Hello, how's it going? Yep, we're still live. Riding there outdoors a few years ago. Actually, one of the last times I ever went hunting in Maryland. I was at a place called Mount Airy, Maryland, hunting, and I used to have this old log I would sit up against, and I had a one of those fabric cloth blinds in front of me. And I was sitting there one morning. These two turkeys came flying in. I thought they was going to land right in the blind with me, but they stopped just short of the blind. My son was sleeping. I started waking him up. I said, "Hey, look at this," but he never did wake up. Yeah, I can't get rosemary to grow at all. Elegant Homestead. I mean, I'll buy a plant, put it in the ground, and it seems like it never grows. Now, does your rosemary come back every year, Elegant Homestead? Yeah, really. Why a miniature donkey, not a full size one? Did she call and let you know that I was doing a live stream, Scott? Canoe Hound Adventures. Hey, Dennis, how's it going? I am doing good, buddy. Thanks for asking. Whoa, they're still there, Georgia deer hunting? How many acres are they clearing? Yeah, like I said, rosemary is my favorite herb. I'm thinking about giving up on it because I can never get it to grow. I've been trying for years. There you go, Geeky Gardens. Every time I need rosemary, I'll just give you a call. You can send me some over. Nah, it's not no nightmare, Dennis. No, I've never tried it indoors. Canterbury Trail Farms. Yeah, if I tried growing it indoors, it would die quick. All right, Happy Lux. You have a great day too, buddy. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. If I don't end up going back to work, Dennis, I will be here. But if that sun comes out, I'm going back to work. That's right, Scott. You know it. Well, Ms. MO Homesteading, I used to do lives every Wednesday night at 6:15 p.m. Central and Sunday morning at 9:15 a.m. Central Time. But with all the rain we've been having and me back to work now, I don't have no schedule for my live streams. It's just whenever I'm home. And I would have been working today except for it started raining, so I came on in the house and I might as well go do a live. Actually, my first thought was I should make a video. And then I started thinking, well, you know what? I don't have no footage because I haven't been to the property in a month and a half. So I said, well, I'll just do a live then. Only if it dries out, Dennis. I'll be out there working till dark. And it quit raining, but everything's wet outside now. So it needs to dry out before I can go back and cut grass. Chasing Guns Outdoors. Hello and welcome. How are you doing today? I have 92 acres, Georgia deer hunting. I have not stuck any trophy rocks out Georgia deer hunting. How about you? You are welcome, Tanya. Yeah, once all the rain slows down and stops, so it ain't raining so much, I'll be going back to my regular live schedule. I think I might have told you, Chase. Did I ever tell you I used to work at a corrugation plant? So you watched him eat all the loquats, huh? Backyard gardening. Yeah, I can't believe he sit there and ate all those in front of us. Yep, yep. We used to make corrugated boxes. I used to work for a company called Chesapeake Container. You probably heard of them. They were pretty big at the time. But then I believe some French company took over. What kind of trick is that, backyard gardening? Yeah, back when I used to work there, Chase, that was phew, 30 years ago. Actually, it was 29 years ago when I left there. Chesapeake Container, they were huge. They had land holdings, timber holdings everywhere. Somebody just asked a loquat. What do those taste like? I'm not sure I'm the right judge for that Missouri homestead or Emma homesteading because the only loquats that I've ever had, if you ever go to a Chinese restaurant, odds are they have loquats. And I'm sure they do not taste anything like they do fresh off the plant. What's wrong with it, Chase? What does it do? The Geeky Gardens, do you grow any persimmons? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I found a lot of persimmon trees on my property backyard gardening. I keep forgetting about them though until I see them laying on the ground, and then it's too late. I want to pick some and eat some of those. Why would they even put that feature in a truck, Chase? Yeah, I found a little patch of them on my property, Geeky. About 5 or 6 trees in one spot. All right, Geeky, I'll try to gather some up for you this year when they start dropping again. Usually in the fall. So I'll try to remember for you. All right, Tanya, you have a great day. Thanks for stopping in. I really do appreciate it. Do you eat them backyard gardening? I've never had one, but my uncle, he tells me they're pretty good. Oh, Scott, I said, did she call you up and let you know that I was doing a live stream? That was a while ago, Scott. Yeah, when you said, can you repeat that? I never even knew you was talking to me. Rub it in, Geeky, rub it in. Hey, haven't seen Joy on here yet. There you go, Geeky. I bet you could probably sell a couple of those loquat trees on here or plants. So, so Geeky, is a loquat, is it a tree or is it a bush? Yep, they say most fruit trees take 5 to 7 years before they'll produce fruit. Hamiltonville Farms, good afternoon. How are you doing? Yeah, I don't think I've actually ever seen the plant Geeky Gardens. Like I said, the only loquats I've ever ate were the ones at the Chinese buffet places. Scott, you said she called you for lunch, and I asked you, did Olivia call you to tell you I was doing a live stream? What are you up to today, Hank? I'm getting rain here again, Hank. That's why I'm home. And I really didn't want to fall behind this week because I'm supposed to go to the property Saturday. But if I fall behind, I'll have to work. Oh, wow. Yeah, our persimmons don't start or don't get ripe until, like I was saying, late summer in the fall. So how much land caught on fire, Hank, before the fire department got there? Garden makeover. Hello, welcome. How are you doing today? Well, that was good, Hank. Well, you can have it. It's here now. garden makeover, and I don't want it. I need to get to work. That kind of sounds like our YouTube community, Hank. Yeah, I tell you, Hank and Geeky Garden, you two are lucky to live that close to the ocean. Because ever since I left Maryland, you cannot find no good seafood here in Missouri. Actually, not that bad, Chase, because I've only got to use it that one weekend. I haven't been back since. Every time I make plans to go, it starts raining. I ran it, I'm going to say I ran it a total of 12 hours when I got it, and it took me 10 gallons to fill it back up. Yeah, it does work in the rain, Hank, but it also makes a muddy mess with those tracks. I don't want to make it too muddy there. I'm not sure I know where that's at, Canterbury Trails Farm. I live outside of St. Louis, Canterbury Trails Farm, and my property is in southwest Missouri. Yeah, it's just no fun going down there and working in the rain, Hank. Yep, Kansas City's on the other side of the state, Chase. Zero to Homestead. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Yep, Jefferson County's not that far. I think about 40 minutes. I am doing good. From Zero to Homestead, I'm doing pretty good. I was working, buddy, but it started raining, so now I'm in the house. Welcome back, Dennis. Glad to have you back. That's a good question, Garden Makeover. I have never grown grapes before, but I bet you Geeky Gardens can help you out. And actually, Backyard Gardener can help you out there too. He grows grapes. Thank you very much, Backyard Gardening. Thank you very much. You have a great day too. Well, he just left Geeky Gardens. Now it's all on you. Who are you talking to, Scott? What is neem oil, Zero to Homestead? I've never heard of that. Oh man, Hank, when I lived in Maryland, what time am I seeing it? It says 2:06 p.m. So yeah, who was I just talking to? Yeah, oh, Hank, when I lived in Maryland, we had blackberries growing everywhere, buddy. I would take my grandson for walks. We would walk the trails that had the blackberries, and we would just, as we're walking, we'd be eating blackberries the whole time. And it was pretty cool because then right after the blackberries, the mulberries would start getting ripe, and we would walk those same trails and eat mulberries as we was walking. I had my grandson staying under a tree, a mulberry tree, one time, and told him to look up and open his mouth. And I shook the branch, and all the little mulberries fell down and hit him in the face and in the shirt and all. And he had these little purple dots all over him from where the mulberries hit him in the head. Smells like curry. Thank you very much for answering that question for me, Zero to Homestead. I appreciate that. Jimmy C and friends, how's it going, buddy? Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah, we had them on trails, Hank, and the trails would go into the county park. So we would just walk along them and eat them. All right, Geeky Guard, you have a great day, buddy. Backyard gardening, I think she was saying she had beetles on her grapes. Thank you very much, Hank. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. So, what kind of grapes are you all growing? No, Jimmy, I have not. I seen a spot one day that says copy this link to send it, but then I've never seen it again after that. Yes, we do, Jimmy. We need to fix it. It's kind of strange because when I actually start the live, Jimmy, then I have to go to a different page so I can actually chat because it doesn't let me chat in the page that it opens up the first time. Yes, it is, Jimmy. Oh, okay. So that's normal then. You want to text me your email address, Jimmy? I'll see if I can send you that invite and see if we can figure it out. You also have to help me figure out the microphone too, Jimmy, because when I go to the second window, if I leave my volume on, I get all this kind of feedback. What's up, Scott? Why'd you say wow? Not that cold hardy, Paul. All right, Jimmy, let me know if you got that. It says invitation was posted. Don't know what that means. And what time did you send it, Scott?
Hello? I made it. Can you hear me? Aha, you can't hear me, can you?
Jimmy, what's up? I can't hear you though, Jimmy.
Okay, you gotta mute the YouTube side. Okay, you can't hear me. Alright, mute. I can
Hey, what's up? I can't hear you though, Jimmy.
Okay, you gotta mute the YouTube side.
Gotta mute the YouTube side. Not sure how to do that. I can turn it up where I can hear you, but then there's all kind of feedback.
No, you have to. It has to be off. It has to be off. You know how when you're watching a video on YouTube, you can, yeah. No, you have. Yeah, you have to. Yeah. Just shut that volume off on the YouTube picture. You know, on the page you're talking to the chat. You know
You're
what I
going to have
mean?
to type it, Jimmy. If I turn up my volume to hear you, then I get all this kind of feedback.
Yeah, and then go to the Hangout page. Yeah, you got to. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. You know what, Joey? Call me on your phone. You know what, Joey? Call me on your phone. Hey, Joey. Hey, what's up? All right, what you got to do is on the YouTube page itself is mute the volume on the YouTube page. Uh, you know what I mean? You know how you adjust the volume when you're watching a video? Just mute that. Hey, what's up, UFO? We're trying to help Joey out with Hangouts here. All right. Now you should be able to hear me through the Hangout. You know what I mean? On the Hangout page, hopefully you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I get all kind of feedback. You don't get the echo when you're in?
No, because you shouldn't be getting that now that your YouTube page is muted.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, it does sound better.
Right. So we're good. We should be able to have a conversation without the telephone now. Yeah, let's see if that works. Can you hear me? So we're good. We should be able to have a conversation without the telephone now. All right. Hold on. I still have. Yeah. See, I still had mine on. So now we should be good. Can I hear you? No, I'm not hearing you. You have to. Oh yeah. Okay. Hey, Craig, how you doing? Squirrely Acres where the nuts come together. Yeah. Okay. Joe, you still can't hear me, can you? You can't hear me, can you? Yeah. Joey, turn that mic on. Okay, hold on.
Okay, how about now?
Oh, there you go. Because you turn the mic. Yep.
I
Okay,
turned the
now I
mic
can
off.
hear
Yep.
you. You can hear me perfectly now.
Yes,
Nice.
sir.
There you go, guy. And all right, so you already know how to send a link. The easiest way to send links and get new people in is to the YouTube Messenger. which is that little balloon with the arrow to the left of the bell where your notifications are on the YouTube page. That's
Left of the bell.
yeah, to the left. You know where the bell
Yep.
is, right?
The
There's that
messages.
little
Yep.
thing. Yeah, as you go in there. In fact, let me share what you do. Application window. Share. I'm gonna come over here. Right, I click this. Can you see what I'm doing?
No.
Click. No, I thought I. All right, maybe I didn't do it right. Apple. Yep, this one. There we go. All right, you can see me now.
I see you. Yes.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
No.
I'm not sharing my screen.
No.
You are.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now it's there. Okay. You see, we click this button. It brings up this list of your friends. You hit friends, add more contacts, copy the link, right? And then you put that link over here in chat for people to join you. I don't have a wrench on your page, so it won't let me. It won't let me send that link. But if I
Okay.
had a link, it would let me. And then who's ever in the chat can click on that, and and you could choose if you want to accept them as a friend or not. You know, in case you have a troll try and slip in there.
Right.
And once they connect with you on that, um, once they connect with you on that, that's where you put the link in there. And to copy the link instead of when you're copying, you probably copied it at the beginning. This page,
Yep.
the page with the camera for Hangouts, the
Yes.
top of that, you copy that link right up there where it says Hangouts, Copy that link, put it in the private message, and they can come in that way. It's a little
Oh, okay.
harder for people with phones to come in that way, but that's the easiest way to send a link for the most part.
Okay.
So glad. Hey, you're up. You're on it.
Thank you very much.
No, my pleasure, man. Let's just say it took a bunch of people to get me straightened out on how to do it. So I don't mind sharing how to do it, It actually kind of makes me feel good. So
So one day when you're doing your live, I want you to send me an invite so I can see how to actually join.
oh yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, but like I said, it's a little different on phones. There's a little different ways of doing it. But yeah, okay, I will. Geesh, I do midnight streams lately. It's this thing about being up all night.
I seen you had like a 6 hour live stream one night last week or the week before.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah. It was like 5 or 6 hours. Yeah. And then I started at 1 o'clock in the morning, or 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, well, everybody else went to bed, and I don't have a set thing to do in the morning except for get the dog out by 1 o'clock and feed the chickens. Let the chickens run around. That's all my responsibility. And of course, I get this thing that likes to hang out on me, but I don't do a whole heck of a lot.
I
Yeah,
hear
strange.
that, Tim.
Yeah, I'm not usually live right around now. I mean, when I first started doing streaming, this was kind of like my time, but I've gotten away from it because I get busy now. When I do
Right.
get up, I'm out and about because I'm not caged in like I was all winter.
Yep.
So I was like,
What kind of work? What kind of work you do, Jimmy?
I used to be a mover, driving class 1 trucks.
That's right. You did mention that before. Yep.
Yeah. And now I'm just I'm on SSI now, so
Okay.
because I'm completely broken.
Oh yeah. I was
Yeah,
working. I'm completely broke.
yeah. I understand, but let's just say the God shined upon me and let me retire early, okay?
Yep.
Because I did roughly 20 something years working pretty well disabled, and I'd wake up in the morning in pain and go to work. Once you get to work, it wasn't so bad, but it was when you came home from work
Yeah.
that
Oh, I know
everything
that
would
feeling.
tighten up, and you can't, you just stepping out of the truck was a pain,
Yeah,
because everything's all locked up and you limp around all bent over, right? Yeah, exactly, Hidden Valley, you know. Yeah, I did get the bike home, but like I got arthritis in my knee, in my ankle, with bone spurs, so that gets real aggravated real quick and inflamed. Bad knee, bad back, herniated discs, yeah, COPD, and I still smoke. So
yep.
it's just a big old mess.
I know exactly what you mean about the pain, especially it
Hmm.
don't bother me when I'm working, but as soon as I get done working and I sit in that truck, there's a lot of nights where I sit in the truck and drink like 4 or 5 beers before I got out of the truck.
Yeah, because you're going to be in pain as soon as your feet hit the ground.
Yep.
Yes, that was me. That was me, and I limp like a 90-year-old man. Uh-huh. And just even getting out of bed in the morning, it's like you had to stand there for 5 minutes to let things settle into place, you know,
Yep.
before you could walk.
And now I'm believe I'm getting arthritis in my knees, so it's getting even rougher now.
Exactly. And the doctor's like, "Well, how'd you get away with it? How'd you do it?" I was like, "Well, it was a lot easier as a younger man. You could take it a lot better. And when I
Yep.
keep adding and adding more injuries, it's like I've had enough." And luckily, the thing that the nail in the coffin was like I was no longer able to get a medical card because of my O2 levels. To have a medical card for CDL, you have to maintain at least a 95 O2 rating, and I walk around at a 92 or a 93.
Hmm.
So no more medical card for me. And finally, after I got sick, I was in the hospital for a while. But when I got out, um, I couldn't go back to work. And like my boss, I couldn't drive truck, so my boss was like, "Oh, we don't need you." So I was like, "Oh, all right, well, I'll find something else." I literally spent 2 years trying to get another job, you know,
Yep.
and I was like, nobody wanted to hire me, you know. I was like, I'm overpaid and underskilled or whatever, and I was like, huh? The one the one interview I got was to be like a parts counter for a machine shop, sorting parts and counting them, and I couldn't get that job because I wasn't Apple literate.
Right.
I'm like, really?
Yep.
The one phone call I got back.
I've been doing this for 29 years now, cutting lawns, and it's starting to hurt. And my wife says, well, "Why don't you find another job?" I was like, "There's no way I can get another job making the money that I'm making that I'm
No.
used to anywhere else."
Right. Well, that was me in trucking. I was finally making the big bucks for the last couple of years because I stepped up and you know did the right thing and all, and I was making good money, but it's also what kind of put me in the hell in the hospital.
Yeah. Yep.
Like no, but hey, I'm retired at 49, so.
Yeah. I'm just going to have to put up with my pain for about another 11, 12 years.
Yeah, Craig. I popped a bunch of Tylenol. I was living on a leave. I was taking about 8 a day, and that tore up my stomach. So, between the overindulging in Tylenol and uh, you know other pain pills, even the anti-inflammatory that the doctor gave me um, made me retain fluids and stuff. So that added weight, and I was like, it was like they were helping to make it worse.
Yeah, I do not like taking any kind of medication. My wife tells me to take Advils every once in a while, and I fight it with her, but she eventually wins out and makes me take some.
Yeah, yeah. No one wanted to hire you exactly because you're just too old. It's like you're not trainable in their eyes. Yep, $5 all day. Yep, I was taking 2 a leave in the morning, 2 for lunch, and 2 for when I got home, and 2 before I went to bed. Yeah, that tore my stomach up hard. But hey, I'm over it now. I'm better now.
Does
You
your
know, I actually
ankles
have
still
days.
bother you?
What's that?
Do your ankles still bother you?
Yeah, if I spend a lot of time on him, yeah, yeah, they still do. But like yesterday I spent 4 hours helping my buddy do some staining of some woodwork that he did, and I tell you, by the time I got home, it was all inflamed and aggravated. It wasn't as bad as an 8 hour day, when I used to
Right.
work, but it was still there, and it was still there this morning. I was like, it's like, and then
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I've learned is I've been always lived with this pain for the last few years, last many years actually. But now that I'm getting older, when I was younger, the pain would be gone by morning and I'd be good to go for that day. And then
uh huh,
it would hit me again at night. But now that I'm getting older, it's carrying over to the next
yep,
day.
it's still there in the morning, exactly. And and when it was real bad, I would try to do the ice it down and whatnot because that would help. But the pain would still be there in the morning. So
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, it
That,
helped you. It helped you fall asleep.
that's how you know when you're getting old, when the pain's still there in the morning.
Exactly. And I was at one point I had the restless leg syndrome and all. I lay there and my legs feel like they're moving, like you're still running a marathon.
Yep.
They're not going anywhere. They just feel like they are.
So you don't have that problem anymore?
No, no, no. They fixed that with figuring out that I needed a CPAP machine.
Okay.
Yeah, and it fixes the oxygen level, and and I actually sleep. Apparently I was waking when they did the sleep study. I was waking up an average of 38 times an hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's not good sleep. Now I use that thing and I'm out. I'm out. I sleep. I usually sleep a solid 6 8 hours.
Okay.
God, Mick, I was a housewife until 60 years ago. My husband came home and told me he was retiring. I went the next day to get a job. Luckily, the woman who hired me had been a housewife. Yeah. In other words, you used to not having the old man around. You wanted to keep it that way. Uh-huh. I understand. Absence has its place in a relationship. It's like it was one of the hardest things for my wife to accept the fact of me being home all the time, you know? And she's like, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? You said you'd do that if you become a housewife, a house husband. And I'm like, yeah, well, the reality is it still hurts and I'm still the same old me. I was never good with the housework. I'd do the dishes and I'd cook here and there, but
Blessings, Four Blessings Farms. Good afternoon. How are you today?
oh, hello there. Yeah, you're lucky I sleep 2 to 3 hours a night. Yeah. Well, there might be a reason you need to change to get better sleep.
Well, I know if it came down to me having to stay home and do housework, Jimmy, I'm going to work.
I'd much rather be at work. I'd
Yeah.
much rather be at work. But that's why I'm lucky I have friends that I can play with. Like, and then I don't know if you've watched my video with the mini bike, but that gives me an hour or two out in the shed.
Yeah.
And that's enough because it gets me out of the house. You know, it gets me out of right here. And YouTube was like the best thing that's happened to my morale because apparently I'm halfway decent at this, and people enjoy watching my smiley face somewhat here. So for the 2 years before I started on YouTube, I was just playing solitaire relentlessly just to keep the mind occupied because I couldn't go anywhere. I was trapped. And this is a
Yeah.
godsend to me because it gives me something to look forward to. It gives me a reason to get out of the house and play with the cameras or do something, to make a video. And I get to hang out with people all over the world now.
Yep.
You know,
when I first started doing the videos, people that I've known for years, my family, they couldn't believe I was doing it because I'm not a talkative person. I'm pretty much, if I don't know you, I don't really talk to you. I'll go on my way, do my own thing.
Yep, me,
And they
me.
think that
I'm
I
not.
believe I'm doing videos and talking to people like this.
Mhm. I'm not a crowd. I'm not a big crowd type of person. I hang out with my close knit friends that I've known for
Yep.
many, many years. In fact, the only reason I'm a member of a sportsman's club is because three of my friends that I've known since high school, and one of them actually beyond that, they joined it while I was out driving across the country for a couple of years. They never saw me. And when I came back from doing that and started working local again, I found them in the same bar room that they've been hanging in for 30 years. And they're like, hey, you got to come up here to this place and, and check it out. And it turned out to be, it was like, I don't know, when you were a kid, you hung out by the river with a bonfire and your idiot buddies getting drunk. Well, that's what this fishing game club is. It's just like that. It's just like hanging out with your knucklehead buddies and being dumb. Only difference is it's legal there. And so I was like, yeah, I joined there, and so I became friends with them, and that's how I ended up on YouTube. Because in my dwelling on being miserable and caught in my depressive rut, I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, and the only reason my channel says it was created in 2016 is because I had to create the channel to be able to comment on videos.
Right.
Right. So, and I didn't put anything. I didn't make any content until like the end of last October, and it was just because in October, someone on one of the Nomad channels subscribed to me. I don't ask me why, but he subscribed to me, and I didn't even know anyone could do that at the time. And like a couple nights later, after I got that one subscriber, I was down at the fishing game club, and my buddy says, "Hey, are you on YouTube?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm on YouTube. I even have a subscriber." And he just laughed so hard it was kind of disturbing. I was like, "What do you mean?" Because I'm not a techie, and he knew it, so it was hilarious. So that night, I went home and posted my first video that was just some footage of some pine trees that were blowing around in a windstorm, that I added a little music to. And people watched it. It was, it only got like 4 or 5 views in the first week or so, but someone watched it, and I was just hooked from there. And then I found WTF Mike in the Redneck Connection, and they're the ones that forced me to get on panels and get a webcam and whatnot. And I was like, I just blew up from there.
Right. Yeah. When I first started, I was watching some of the bigger channels, and I realized very quickly that the larger channels don't connect with you like the smaller channels do. And
Uh-huh.
after that, I kind of drifted away from the larger ones and started looking for the smaller channels. And that's how I found a lot of people on here.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
they talk back with you. They text back with you. They communicate with you. Where a lot of the larger channels don't do that.
Right. You become part of a friendship group, and like I said, and that's how I came. When my first channel name was just Jimmy C, you know,
Mhm.
and nobody could find my channel. Nobody, because there's 50 million Jimmy C's. And I'm like, well, I got all these new friends, and I like meeting all these people. So why don't I just call it Jimmy C and Friends? Because I meant to do panels and whatnot. So I was like, Jimmy C, and who are my friends? It's anybody that comes on my panel, you know, or subscribes. You're my friend now, and you're my internet friend, my YouTube friend, and I treat you just like you were right here
Yeah.
next to me. Muscle Car Appraisals. Is this Jim or the I don't remember the other guy's name. Your partner.
Hey Jimmy, I got to
Yep.
get off here though. I just realized how late it was. I need to pick up my kids at school.
Hey, all right, man. All right. I'm glad we straightened you out here a little bit, and hopefully I can come up again, and maybe
Yeah,
maybe we can hook up and get you on mine.
that sounds
Oh,
really
how
good.
late do you stay up?
I'm usually in bed by 11 p.m.
By 11?
Central Time.
Okay, okay. It's Bob. Okay, good to see you, Bob. Appreciate that.
Hi,
Um,
Bob.
because I had a request to go live around 10 o'clock tonight, so I'm going to try to do that.
Your 10 will be mine 9, so I'll try to check you out.
All right. Peace out. Have a good day.
All right. Thanks so much again, Jimmy.
It was my pleasure. It was my pleasure, Joey. So we'll catch you later.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Peace out to everyone in the chat.
Yep. Everybody, I need to go. I didn't realize it was so late. I need to go pick up my kids from school. And I will see you all later. Thanks so much for stopping by.